Only one I didn't put away. Oops. I hope she feels better. She's a keeper. Oh, I gotta go. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Agudath Israel Etz Ahayem Synagogue here in Montgomery, Alabama. I'm Rabbi Scott Kramer. Okay, I got the cam set in the right place. We are praying out of Siddur Lev Shalem, which is downloadable on the synagogue's website. And we will start on page 11. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena ladunai, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena ladunai, Nariya, Nariya, Latzor Yishenu, Nekadma Fana Betoda. Nariya, Nariya, Latzor Yishenu, Bizmirot Nariya Lo. Alechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Ladonai. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Ladonai. Nariya, Nariya, Latzor Yishenu, Nekadma Fana Betoda. Nariya, Nariya, Latzor Yishenu, Bizmirot Nariya Lo. Please join me in English. Let us go and sing to Adonai. Let us trumpet praise to our protector. Filled with thanks, let us greet God, raising our voice in song. Come then, let us bow and kneel. Let us bend our knees in the presence of Adonai who formed us. If only we would listen today to God's voice and not become hard-hearted like the people at Meribah, like that time at Massah, in the desert when your ancestors tried me and tested me, though they had seen what I had wrought. For 40 years I was troubled by that generation, and I said, these are a people whose hearts have gone astray. They do not know my way, so in anger I swore they would not enter my rest. Arbaim shanakut bedor va'omaram to'e levavim ve'im lo yadid rachai asher nishbati v'api im yavaun el menuchati. Page 13. Ashiru ladonai shir chadash Shiru ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru ladonai bachu shemo, Basru meyom leyom Yeshuato, Sapru vagoyim kevodo, Bechol amim nifleotav, Ki gadol Adonai, O mehulal miyod, no rahu. Alko Elohim, lai lai lai, Kiko Elohe, ha'amim elilim, v'adonai shamayim masa, had v'hadar lefanav, oz v'tiferet b'mikdasho, havul Adonai mishpachot amim, havul Adonai kavod v'oz, havul Adonai ke'evod shemo, seu mincha, Uvahu lechatzerod of lai, shtachavu ladonai be'adrat kodesh, chilu mipanav kol haaretz, imru vagoyim Adonai malach, Avtikun tevel balatimot, yadinamim be'meisharim, yismechu hashamayim v'tagil haaretz, ayiram mayamu, Melo Yalo Sadai Vechol Asher Bo Lai Aziranenu Kolat Seyar Lifnei Adonai Kiva Lishpot Aretz Ishpot Tevel Betzedek V'yamim Be'emunato Yalai la Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai lai lai. Page 15, Psalm 97. Adonai reigns, let the earth be glad, the many distant lands rejoice. Flashes of lightning illumine the land. The earth watches and trembles. Mountains melt like wax at the approach of Adonai, at the approach of the Master of all the earth. Worshippers of idols, be shamed for praising false gods. All that is deemed supreme bow before God. You, Adonai, are above all that is earthly, exalted over all that is worshipped as divine. Light is sown for the righteous and joy for the upright. Rejoice in Adonai, you righteous people, and thank God as you pronounce the divine holy name. Or zaru latzadik ulishvelev simcha, simchu tzadikim badunai, vahodu lezecher kadishohu. Psalm 98, page 17. Mizmor shiru ladonai shir chadash, ki niflot asa hoshia lo yemino. Uzaro wako chodia Adonai Yeshuato Le'ena goyim gilatzit kato Zacha chasta ve'emunato Leveit Yisrael Chau cholav se'aretz Et Yeshuat Eloheinu Hariu Ladonai Kol Haaretz Bitzchum Deranenu V'zameru Zamru Ladonai Bechinar V'kol Zimara V'chatzot Rod V'kol Shofar Hariu Lifnei HaMelech Adonai Yiramayam Umaloho Tevel V'yosh V'eva Nehot Yimcha Uchaf Yachad arim yiranenu lifnei Adonai kivo lishpot haaretz yishpot tevel b'tzedek ve'yamim b'meisharim yalai lalai 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 yalai lalai lalai yalai lalai 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 Yalai la 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 ya la 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 Yalai la 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 Yalai la 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 Yai la 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 la. Page 19, Psalm 99. Adonai reigns, nations tremble. The one enthroned amidst the cherubim makes the world quake. A sovereign strength lies in the love of justice, and you forge the paths of truth, judging Jacob righteously and justly. Moses and Aaron among God's priests, and Samuel among those who called upon the divine name, called to you, and you answered them. You spoke to them from amidst the cloud. They kept your covenant and the law you gave them. You answered them, Adonai our God. You were a forgiving God to them, even as you punished them for their transgressions. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lahar kadishohu ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Page 21, Psalm 29. Please rise if you are able. Mizmor leDavid, Havu ladonai b'nei Elim, Havu ladonai kavod vos, Havu ladonai kavod shemo, Ishtachavu ladonai behadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim, Ela kavod yirim, Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai be'adar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vaishaber Adonai et al zehalvanon, Vayarkidem kemo egel, Lebanon v'Sirion kemo vendrehemim, Kol Adonai chotzev lavotesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot, Vayechasop yaharod, Uvehechal kulo omer kavod. Adonai lamabul yashav, Yeshev Adonai melech le'olam, Adonai oz le'amo yitain. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. You may be seated. We continue, page 23. Lecha dodi lekrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila. Lecha dodi lekrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Hishmi anu el ham yechad. Adonai echad. Ushamo echad l'shemo tiferet v'litila lecha dodi lekrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila lekrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mikor abiracha merosh mikedem nesucha sov maaseh b'machshvat chila lecha dodi lekrat kala P'nei Shabbat nikabila mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzei mitocha hafecha ravlach shevet beyemek habacha v'hu yachamo alaychem la lecha dodi lekrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila hitnari me'afar kumi liv shevig de tifartecha mi ayad ben yishai beit alachmi korva el nafshi giyala lecha dodi lekrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila hitoreri kiva ore kumi uri shir daberi kivod Adonai alayich nigla lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila lo tevoshi v'lo tikami matish tochachi umatehemi bach yechesu ani eyami v'nivneta ir al tila lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila v'hayulim shisa shaho esayich v'rachakuko mihivalayich yasis alayich Elohayich kimchas chatan al kala lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila yamin usmo tifroti v'yet Adonai taritzi ayadish ben parti v'nismecha v'nagila lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvetzala tochem munei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nikabila. You may be seated. We're on page 27 with Psalm 92. It is good to thank you, Adonai, and sing to your name, Most High, to proclaim your love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. You gladden me with your deeds, Adonai, and I shall sing of your handiwork. The arrogant do not understand, the fool does not comprehend this. The wicked flourish like grass, and every evildoer blossoms only to be destroyed forever. Surely your enemies, Adonai, surely your enemies will perish. All who commit evil will be scattered. As my enemies gather against me, my gaze remains steady, for my ears listen and hear. In old age they remain fruitful, still fresh and bountiful, proclaiming Adonai is upright. my rock in whom there is no flaw. Tzadik tamar yifrach, ki erez balvanon yiske shetulim bevet Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvon beseva deshenim verananim yeyu le'agid ki yashar Adonai tzuri below avlatabo, page 29, Psalm 93. Adonai is sovereign, robed in splendor, girded in strength. The earth stands firm, not to be dislodged. From earliest time, you are enthroned, you are eternal. In your house, beautiful in its holiness, your testimonies endure, Adonai, for all time. So welcome to everyone tonight. It's definitely been a difficult day and month and couple months for the Capuano family. Kapuya Capuano. Your loss is immense, and we all feel the loss. Anita was she was a regular attender of Friday night services. She would always come in, and the one thing she kept telling me, like from the first day I got here, is Synagogue needs a logo. I'm going to create a logo. I'm still waiting for that. But she was really serious. She wanted to come up with something. And I thought, yeah, that's a great idea. So I talked a lot about gratitude on the high holidays. Sometimes gratitude is just about looking at life from different viewpoints. So this is what one of my colleagues came up with, that he said he's speaking at Shabbat services on the Queen Elizabeth. Guess he's in a boat somewhere. A famous writer was in his study. He picked up his pen and began writing. Last year, my gallbladder was removed, and I was stuck in bed due to the surgery for a long time. The same year, I reached the age of 60 and had to give up my favorite job. I had spent 30 years of my life with this publishing company. The same year, I experienced the death of my father. In the same year, my son failed in his medical exam because he had a car accident. He had to stay in the hospital with a cast on his leg for several days. And the destruction of the car was a second loss. At the end, he wrote, "Alas, it was such a bad year." When the writer's wife entered the room, she found her husband looking sad and lost in his thoughts. From behind his back, she read what was written on his paper. She left the room silently and came back shortly with another paper on which she had written her summary of the year and placed it beside her husband's writing. When the writer saw her paper, he said, "Last year, I finally got rid of my gallbladder, which had given me many years of pain. I turned 60 with sound health and retired from my job. Now I can utilize my time to write better with more focus and peace. The same year, my father, at the age of 95, without depending on anyone and without any critical conditions, met his Creator. The same year, God blessed my son with life. My car was destroyed, but my son was alive and without permanent disability. At the end, she wrote, "This year was an immense blessing, and it passed well." See the same incidents from different viewpoints. The moral is, in daily lives, we must see that it's not happiness that makes us grateful, but gratefulness that makes us happy. This is always, always, always something. There is always, always, always something to be thankful for. Attitude is everything. You should be blessed with a good year. So, with all of the loss of Clara and Anita, we can have gratitude that we had the years that we had with them. And they were good years. And they lived to the age they were supposed to live to. And we are blessed and grateful and thankful that we were able to have them in our lives, love them, cherish them, and have them love us. And that's the way, I think, it's a great way to look at our loss, not just yours, but all of our loss. So with that, I wish you a Shabbat Shalom. And we will continue our service with Ma'ariv. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Yes, actually, thank you, Irene, for reminding me. We usually don't have 10 people here on a Friday night. Kind of like the high holidays, I had to go back to 2019 to actually figure out what was what. So yes, thank you very, very much. Let us turn to, hold on one second, because now I have to find it. Thank you, appreciate that. So those observing Yahrzeit and those who mourn, please rise. That probably is most of us. And let's join, thank you, Irene, for the Kaddish Tom, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yomad divrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, b'agalav v'zman kari v'yimaru amen, Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam omel maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitchomam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei kudisha b'richu, le'lam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran b'yoma v'yimaru amen, Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. Oseh shalom b'mermav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. Now we may all rise as we continue with Ma'ariv, page 39a, for the Baruch Hu, the call to worship. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Ed, you may be seated. It is so sweet to hear that response that I haven't heard in a long time. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzavaot is your name, living and ever-present God, May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. U'mahavir yom u'mevi laila, mavdil ben yom u'ven laila, Adonai tzavot shemo. El chai v'kayim tamidim lo chalel lam voed baruch atah Adonai, hamari ba'avim, page 40. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amchavta, Torah mitzvot chukim mishpatim otanu limadta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachveinu v'kumeinu nesiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו, ובאו הם מנהגי יומם ולילה, ועבדך תשים ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol v'avcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinanatam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shachpecha v'kamecha u'kshartam neot al yadecha v'hayu latotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam nam zuzat beitecha Uvish arecha v'haya im shemo tishma'u el mitzvotai. Vayomer Adonai Moshe lemor daber el bnei Yisrael v'yamarta lehem v'yasu lahem tzitzit al kanfei v'gdehem ledoratam v'natnu al tzitzit hakana petiot techelet v'haya lachem letzitzit oritem otos hartem et kol mitzvot Adonai v'asitem otam V'lo tatu acharei levavchem v'acharei nechem asher tem zonim achareihem leman dizgeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kadoshim leloechem ani Adonai Eloechem asher otzeiti etachem me'eretz Mitzrayim leot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Eloechem Adonai Elohechem Emed, page 43a. This is our enduring affirmation binding on us that Adonai is our God and there is none other, and we, Israel, are God's people. God is our sovereign, redeeming us from earthly rulers, delivering us from the hand of all tyrants, bringing judgment upon our oppressors, and just retribution upon all our mortal enemies, performing wonders beyond understanding and marvels beyond all reckoning. God places us among the living, not allowing our steps to falter, and leads us past the false altars of our enemies, exalting us above all those who hate us. Adonai avenged us with miracles before Pharaoh offered signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. God smote in anger all of Egypt's firstborn, brought Israel from its midst to lasting freedom, and led them through the divided waters of the Sea of Reeds. As their pursuers and enemies drowned in the depths, God's children beheld the power of the divine. They praised and acknowledged God's name. U'malchuta b'ratzum ki b'leihem, Moshe v'neschalach ha'neshira, v'simcha rabba v'yamaru chulam, Mi chamocha boilim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedor bakodesh nahorati lot osefele malchutecha rauvenecha bokiyam lifnei Moshe zeli anu v'yameru Adonai imloch leolam voed v'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov ugalog miad chazak mimenu baruch et Adonai Ka'al Yisrael, page 45. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. Ushmotzeitenu vein l'chaim ushlam yatav yad olam u'v'hosan sukat shlomecha baruch et Adonai haboret sukat shalom aleinu v'yal kol amo Yisrael v'yal Yerushalayim. We rise, page 46. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat ledoratam barit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat ledoratam barit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. Oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat ledoratam barit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot HaShabbat ledoratam barit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat ledoratam barit olam. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabah b'yoma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala uvizman koriv v'maru amen. Yesh merabah mevorach le'olam ne'omel maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitchomam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalo shmei dekudisha b'richu leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'yoma v'maru amen. The silent Amidah, pages 47 through 52. page 53. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzvaam vayechal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi vayikadesh oto kivo shavat mikol melachto kivo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot. You may be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei Avotenu Elokei Avraham Elokei Yitzchak v'Elokei Yaakov Ho'el Gadol Gibor v'Hanora Elyon Kanei Shamayim va'aretz Magen Avot Bidvaro Mechaye Meitim B'mamaro Ha'el HaKadosh She'ein Kamohu Hameniach Li'amo B'yom Shabbat Kodsho Kivam Ratzna Lehaniach Lahem Kivam Ratza Lehaniach Lahem Lefanav Navod B'yirav Afachad V'nodeh Lishmo B'chol Yom Tamid Me'ena Berachot Elahodot Adon Hashalom Mekadesh HaShabbat Umvarech Shavi Umeniach Bikdusha Liam Bikdush Neoneg Zecher Lemase Bereshit Eloheinu v'Elokei Avotenu Ritzei v'menuchatenu Kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha V'tein chelkenu b'toratecha Sahabenu mituvecha V'samchenu b'shuatecha V'tahil b'levdecha b'emet V'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu b'yahava uvratzon Shabbat Kodeshecha V'yanuchu vo Yisrael Mikadeshei Shemecha Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat Yitkadav Shemecha Ba b'yamad devrach Yirutei v'yamlech malchutei V'chayichon v'yimechon v'chayidechol Beit Yisrael B'agalav Zman Kariv Imahu Amen Yehishmer Abba Mevarach Le'olam Ne'el Maya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitamam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalo shmei d'kudishah b'richu leila min kol birchata v'shata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran b'yoma v'imaru amen titkaber tzloton v'tan nechois kanam v'nishmai v'imaru amen yehi shlama rabba min shemai v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. We rise, page 56, as the ark is open for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latet gedula liotzer bereshit shalo asan kagoye haratzot velo samanu kamishmachot adama shalo sam chelkenu kahem v'goraleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim v'fnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Natei Shamayim V'Yosed Haaretz V'Moshav Yikaro B'Shamayim Imao U'Shchinatu Zo B'Gavei Meromim Hu Eloheinu Ein Od Hem Et Malkeinu Ebezulato ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשיבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא אלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת. אין עוד על כן. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני מלך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. This week we will observe yard sites for Felix Berlin, Minnie Halfin, William Goodman, Marion Sophie Abrams, Ida Drower, Irving Freeling, Nathan Friedlander, Marion Hornsby, Molly Ross, Abraham Perlman, Mayor J. Piha, Matilda Cohen, and Morris S. Russo. And of course, now we add Anita Capuano to this list. Those observing yard site and those who mourn, please rise. Join me for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 58. Yitgadal v'yitgadash meraba v'yoma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayichon v'yimechon v'chayedecho Beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kari v'yimahu amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'olam umel maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitchomam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kudisha barichu leilam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran b'yoma v'yimaru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. O se shalom b'mermav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. You may be seated. Thank you all for joining us this evening. 1 second, there we go. I hope that in some way this was comforting to all of you. On Shabbat, we are not supposed to show outward signs of mourning. But as I always tell my congregation, that doesn't absolve you of the requirement to bring comfort to the mourners, no matter what day of the week it is. So, so we hope that we bring comfort to all of you, and may Anita's name always be for a blessing. Tomorrow's services will continue at 9:30 a.m. The Alabama Community Virtual Havdalah. It's been 2 years and I forgot the name already. We'll meet at 7 p.m. We're at a new time. We're meeting at 7 p.m. via Zoom. So we look forward to celebrating the end of Shabbat with our friends. So let us go ahead and conclude our service, page 211. Adon olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra li'ed nasa v'chefso kol azai melech shemo nikra v'yacharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora Vehu haya, vehu hoveh, vehu yeh betifara, vehu yeh betifara, vehu echad v'yein sheni, l'am shilo lehachbira, beli reshit, beli tachlit, velo ha'oz v'hamisra, velo ha'oz v'hamisra, vehu eli v'chai go'ali, v'tzor chevli b'yetzara, vehu nisi umanosli, minat kosi b'yomekra, minat kosi b'yomekra, Biyado avkid ruchi biyet ishan v'yaira v'imeruchi giviyati Adonai li v'lo ira Adonai li v'lo ira. Shabbat shalom.